Ascension, we do have Skipper coming out to try and cinch that win.
2 Grandmaster players.
So this is going to be some good stuff. And Skipper actually recently rejoined StarCraft Ascension after doing a short stint with SMI. He is consistently rated the top 50 Grandmaster, and he's the only Terran on StarCraft Ascension's A team. He also favors macro play, so let's see what happens.
So this is a match point again for StarCraft Ascension. That was 4-1 last time, and they needed the win to seal it out. They didn't get that win. Baldwin came in and showed them what it takes to keep their team in it. So Eternal Dreamer still has a chance going, as they've taken a bit of the momentum away from StarCraft Ascension. Can Baldwin do it again? We will have to find out as we go on into game number 7.
7 it is.
Game resumed.
And in the lower left-hand corner, our Terran opponent coming out for StarCraft Ascension to see if he can seal the deal up for his team. It is Skipper.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, trying to continue the streak that he started for Eternal Dreamers, needing to win every single game in order to keep his team in it, it is Baldwin.
Yeah, that was just some really great control, really great play out of Baldwin last game. We'll see what he can do against a Terran opponent this game.
And, you know, the pressure's really got to be on Baldwin now, as if it's all riding on his shoulders at this point. If he loses this game or any game in the next few matches or the next few games, his team is done. They're done in this tournament. They are out. So he's got a big ladder to climb here.
Absolutely, and looks like we're gonna just be seeing some drones out here early, and Skipper's gonna be putting down his supply depot to get his barracks out, most likely. The big question is, does he go for the barracks command center at the ramp like we've seen a lot against Zerg to get the early block on the scout, but still get the economy going? As we've said that, these players tend to like their economic builds.
Doesn't look like he's going to leave the room for that, though, as the placement of the barracks is going to not allow him to put that command center to finish off that wall.
Yep. As we keep going here, we do want to remind you that after this series is over, we are going to have a continuation of Tuesday's series that was interrupted with what were the teams now? I'm blanking.
Overdose Gaming and
absolutely, and SMI.
That's it.
Yep, so we have several games coming to continue that series. So do stick around. Hopefully the manager of the team that we'll be interviewing after this match will be back from his grocery run by the time we are done here. So we will hopefully be getting an interview after this series is done, so stick around for that as well.
In the meantime, Baldwin has decided to go hatchery first, now has his spawning pool down, and Skipper is getting a Reaper. So that Reaper is going to be able to do some scouting uncontested for a little bit.
Overlord of Baldwin now coming into Skipper's base. Going to see that orbital command finishing up C1 gas down, so he'll probably expect this Reaper to be coming out and plan accordingly.
And, Baldwin being very aggressive with that Overlord. If there's a single Marine out, it can do a lot of damage and potentially take it out, especially when it's in the middle of the base like that.
But one has to think, though, I mean, if you got to have a plan, I think, when you're sending in that Overlord. If you come in and you see a gas, you can click the geyser and see how much has been mined. So if he sees that it's been mining for a while, probably assumes a Reaper's going to be coming out, and then maybe makes the decision that it's okay to keep it going across. Whereas if
that
you
is
see
fair.
No gas or not much, maybe expect those Marines. But the Reaper is going to come into Baldwin's base.
And Sixlings are in production. They will be finishing here relatively soon.
But Slowlings do not go up against Reapers all that well.
They can on creep, so you gotta keep him on creep. He's got to micro that wounded one back, or he's gonna lose it. And one does fall.
He did have a second gas going here that he decided to cancel too, as that Reaper came in. But looks like the Zergling's being managed quite well with that Reaper. But the Queen gonna step in now to push the Reaper away. So the Reaper needs to now take a break to heal himself up. Otherwise, he's going to meet his doom. But a factory coming down as well as a command center for Skipper. So it looks like he's happy with what he sees and going to move into some tech.
Baldwin trying to get a couple of Zerglings across the map to scout out, but a Reaper does intercept them. So one of them is going to fall. The second one is going to be able to scout a little bit. Oh, but it's going to go back and try and attack that Reaper. That's going to completely stop all of the scouting that he was going to do. Maybe he just wanted to see that command center, however.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to see if there was a base there so he can decide if he needs to get some units quick or be able to go a little bit more on the defensive. But Roach Warren coming up, so
And Skipper actually getting a third command center now.
well, it's really smart for him to do this in base too, because now that he's got his expansion going up fairly early, he can, you know, while it's not quite safe to move that out, just use it to produce SCVs and mules faster. 2 Reapers coming into the natural expansion of Baldwin, gonna get 1 drone kill and get back out before they die.
And that's really great micro, you know, keeping those wounded Reapers back and really taking advantage of their speed, their mobility, and their healing.
So we're going to see a couple Hellions on the map now, as he does have the factory on a reactor producing 2 Hellions at a time. We've seen this fairly often as a Terran gets 4 to 6 Hellions out and just kind of keeps them at the edge of the Zerg's base to keep the creep down. But Baldwin going to be well prepared for this, as he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Roaches on the map. So a huge Roach swell coming from Baldwin here.
And he's just going to run it across.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good position for Baldwin, as Skipper senses something's going on and puts down a bunker, but doesn't really have a whole lot to deal with these Roaches.
Yeah, I mean, all those... There are a lot of Hellions there, but Hellions just don't do a lot of damage to Roaches.
Not at all, you are correct, but these Roaches are so slow coming across the middle of the map. The Hellion's gonna see them and be able to hold them off a little bit, as give Skipper a little more time to prepare.
And Skipper going to the middle of the map, grabbing that tower just to see if there's anything trailing behind it, to see if this is the all of what's coming over. Pulls the drones to repair on that bunker, which has 3 Marines in it, so they are going to be doing some big damage to those Roaches.
Yeah, the Roaches ended up deciding to target the SCVs, which is a smart idea, killing quite a number of them and walking right past the bunker now, as it's only Hellions and a Reaper versus a bunch of Roaches, so these are going to get a ton of kills.
Oh, and drops a mule right in front of the Roaches.
Yeah, not the best use of energy there, but the Roaches are going to be cleaned up by these Hellions and Reaper, but oh, at what cost? If we look at the units lost, it was 9 drones killed so far for Baldwin, so he got 9 SCV kills there and only 1 for Skipper, so that swings it a little bit. Nothing that can't be recovered from.
And now it looks like Skipper's going into heavy infantry upgrade now. He's going to switch from the factory, seeing those Roaches, and get more Marine Marauder. Starport going down, as a lair is also going down, and Lings are now in production. So both players using the information that they previously saw to their advantage.
Yeah, these Hellions going to come in, see the third base, going to force this to go down, kill it very, very slowly, but it is going to force the cancel eventually. But, oh my gosh, these Lings getting roasted.
Yeah, those slow Lings have a hard time against those Hellions.
And he doesn't have speed come down anytime soon. It's only half done.
Spire now in production, so he's going to be following this up with Mutalisks, and that I think is going to be a really great play.
Yeah, I mean, at the rate he's going, I don't know if I would even keep speed going if he's going to be going largely into Roach Muta, as it looks like, unless he wants to transition back into those Zerglings once the Hellions are dealt with. To Amandri in chat, it's YMCMB is what you're thinking of.
So that Spire is halfway done. Speed is finishing now, and 2 medevacs are in production for Skipper. So it's likely that we may see some drops here. But if that does happen, you know, Baldwin's got Overlords all over the place, so he's going to see it a mile away.
Yeah, Skipper just moving around well with these Hellions to keep tabs on what's going on. They're going to get surrounded.
And so, oh my gosh, so much of that got cleaned up there.
Yep. Those Hellions are no more, but it looks like, as you said, Skipper's going to be moving into a lot of bio production here with upgrades and medevacs, so it's going to be putting a lot of pressure on Baldwin.
That Spire is finishing up just now. So 6 Mutalisks in production.
Yeah.
And their upgrade, too.
And it looks like so far Skipper not so prepared for mutas, as he doesn't have any turrets in his main base, no turrets in his expansion. He is a bit oversaturated at his natural, a little bit undersaturated in his main, so you know, if he can get some mutas in here real quick, he can get a decent number of kills.
And there are mines on the map which are great against Mutalisks if they can get burrowed in the right places. But Skipper's choosing to just load up, and if these Mutalisks intercept these drops, that is going to be huge. There is a Zergling, so it does see the drops going across. Mutalisks are pulling back to the main base. Are they going to intercept?
It's a big question, is it?
Oh, there it is. Oh, no.
Oh, he does drop the...
Skipper
Oh, great
boosted.
drops.
Oh, my goodness. Wonderful drops. And immediately burrows that mine.
Oh, great mine hit.
Great connection right on the Mutalisk, right where he wants him, but that's not going to matter so much. Rest of Skipper's army coming up to reinforce this, but a lot of units lost there for Skipper.
That control, though, by Skipper, that was fantastic. Using his boost as well as dropping those units in a line, it's really saved every single one of those units that got out of there.
Yeah, that was very well done. You know, you honestly don't see that creative control very often. But Skipper now stimming, moving forward, picking off some creep tumors, picking off the banelings before they get too far forward. And more great mine hits. The roaches are taking up a lot of that, though.
It looked like that mine hit actually did more damage to the Marines than it did to anything else as they hit those Zerglings that were right up against the Marines.
Baldwin does have an overseer in production, so those mines are going to go down.
Baldwin continuing with huge Zergling production now, 28 in production as well as a couple more mutas, so he's keeping on the mutaling path at the moment, it looks like, which is probably a good choice. But man, these mines, he's got to do something to deal with these mines.
He does have that overseer, but he's really got to be careful not to go into them. Sending a Mutalisk right over, only able to proc one of them. That's typically not the unit that you want to proc. Oh, so many Zerglings died in that.
Both of those mines are on cooldown now, so but Baldwin, not wanting to risk losing his entire batch of Mutalisks, does pull back a little bit.
And Baldwin, you know, in a really tough predicament here. He's got a fairly solid army composition. He just doesn't have enough of it. These mines are really keeping his numbers down.
Yeah, if we look at upgrades, though, I mean, Baldwin has +1 air attack, but Skipper is about to have +2/+2, plus also the armor for his mines.
And that is going to be incredibly hard for Baldwin to deal with. Banelings are moving in now. Not great connections. Skipper just having great control. Stims to take out the rest of those. Just incredible micro from Skipper here.
Those Stim Marines pushing the mutas back. So far, the muta is almost useless in this engagement here because he has nothing to tank for them.
And those Marines are just marching right in, stimming to their heart's content. There are so many medevacs able to heal them right back up. More Zerglings do come out, but the Marines are unfazed, targeting just whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. It does load up and gets out of there now.
Oh, the mine's still proccing against those Zerglings, getting huge numbers of Zergling kills.
And Skipper just controlling so well here.
Yeah, look, he did have a little bit of an accidental load up and lost a few units in that, but nothing that's going to change the tides of war, as he's got the Burrow upgrade going down for mines as well as +3 armor and +3 attack for his bio unit. So if this +3/+3 is allowed to get done, which it looks like it is going to be a huge advantage. But
And
that's
there's
the GG.
GG.
So
that is it.
Yeah, that's going to be the end for Eternal Dreamers. Unfortunately, the final score 5-2.
But big congratulations to Eternal Dreamers for the showing that you've had in this tournament. We really appreciate casting your games. Great players, great team. We look forward to seeing you in Season 2, and we wish you the best of luck in the rest of your endeavors moving forward.
Yeah, some really great games tonight. These are both teams we've casted a couple times. Both have been just really, really awesome to deal with, awesome to talk to, and it's been a really big enjoyment to watch them play. But